Hey everybody, Tyler the Highlander here. I'm going to show you how to make a cable pulley system. You can attach this to the yoke that you make, to your power rack, whatever you want. And it'll have downward range of motion, so you're pulling down, and it'll have an upward range as well. I don't have a shackle right now, so normally I just use a shackle and put it on. Sometimes you have to bend it, the pipe, flatten it, but I'll have one right now, so I'm just going to use a couple of links of chain that I have, like that, and that. And I'll just do that for now and connect those together with something else. Got a couple of these quick release rings that I'll use for now. And I'll just hook the carabiner through that. One of the reasons I did it this way, is because this plate can come off pretty easily to load your plates, and then you don't have to undo any of this stuff up here. Now I'm going to put a couple of adapter pieces on because of the size of my plates. This is a 3/4 inch, so you know a standard plate would work with this. But I made a couple of adapters that'll make this bigger so that my Olympic plates or axle plates that I made with concrete will work on it. So this would be your rack or you know, the yoke bar. You do this with a chain. You could hook your pulley with a chain around it. This. Get the idea. Or the other option is you do it with some webbing. Something like this. This is something that I put together. These are some handles that I made out of an old tie-down strap. Alright, you're going to want your cable, just 3/16. This thing that you get out of the pack, that orange pack. Wrap this around here. Let's just connect this first and then we'll put that on. Tighten those a little bit. Alright, so you get that on there as tight as you can. You want this one as close to the top as you can, close to the loop as you can get it. Alright, I got smart. when you're determining the length of your cable, put everything together. Put your new weight stack with connectors, carabiners, do one side of the cable, and then measure, because you want this to be as far up as possible without it actually hitting the pulley before your weight stack hits the ground. Cutting this is kind of a pain. I've got tin snips, I've got nip tools. I think the best way would probably be just the metal cutoff tool that I used, that I have, but use what you got. One thing I did is I added these little brackets where I can slide in my bar to connect my pulley to for my upward motion. If you're connecting this to your existing power rack, you won't have to do that, because you can connect back behind and then have the weight connect, you know, further forward. I got a second cable, another carabiner. Made this, and I got a second pulley. Now when you're doing your second pulley, do the same thing. Do one side of it, hook it together, run everything through, put your chain on where it's going to go, and then determine where you want your loop to be for your other carabiner to clip in. So I'm going to do it right there, because I want to be able to have a good range of motion for upward. We've got our weight stack with our connectors, cable number 1 to pulley number 1, and that's for your downward motion. Then you connect cable number 2 down to pulley number 2. You can do your upward motions. Once you've got it measured and your bolts in place, then that's when I recommend actually cutting the cable, so that you know exactly where it ends and you don't cut off any that you might need. I made a braided rope handle that I'm going to use.